Chapter 5. Rome, the City of Man. 1. The priority of the state. The exaltation of Greece often goes hand in hand with a deprecation of Rome. Rex Warner, in The Greek Philosophers, for example, regards Roman thought as merely imitative of Greek philosophy and as a branch of it. Maru has rightly observed that modern historians have not always done justice to the greatness of the Roman achievement, and C.N. Cochrane, in Christianity and Classical Culture, has done much to re-establish the importance of Roman thought as well as to indicate its failure. Certainly, humanists will find a better homeland in Rome than in Greece. Virgil clearly stated the Roman ideal. But thou, O Roman, learn with sovereign sway to rule the nations. Thy great art shall be to keep the world in lasting peace, to spare the humbled foe and crush to earth the proud. Virgil's words were written centuries after Rome was established and before Rome fully became an empire, and yet they express clearly what was implicit in Rome from its origin. Greece had begun its history as families and clans which became city-states. Its religion moved from the religious centrality of the family to the centrality of the city-state. Fustel-de-Coulanges, in The Ancient City, saw the same pattern in Roman origins, and certainly there is much to suggest it. There is, however, a strong body of evidence to affirm the contrary, the priority of the city of Rome to the Roman family, and the creation of a strong family as an act of state. It is today a mark of intellectual respectability to treat ancient records as non-historical, but even an elementary respect for Roman records points to rather startling conclusions. Two boys, a band and twins, set out to find a city. Romulus ploughed a furrow at the first wall around the planned city, with the trench or furrow as the moat, and the overturned earth as the wall. By this act, he created his sacred city. His brother Remus expressed his contempt for the wall and moat by leaping across them into this city, whereupon Romulus killed him at once, declaring, "So perish all who ever cross my walls." Rome thus began, first with two boys abandoned by their family, and second, with the murder of a brother as its first sacrifice. The priority of the city to the family is emphatically set forth, but this is not all. Third, the first citizens were not members of a common family or clan, but neighbouring shepherds, outlaws, and stateless people. The city made them Romans, not ties of family or of blood. Fourth, Roman family life and Rome's first alliance began by an assault on the family when the womanless men joined in the rape of the Sabine woman, with an ensuing war against their fathers, ending in peace and a very close alliance when the Sabine woman, who had been carried off by the Romans, interceded with their fathers to restore peace. A Sabine king, Titus Tatius, then shared the throne with Romulus. These stories, very much at odds with the origins of other peoples, embarrassing to many later Romans, and clearly hostile to the idea of the priority of the family, have the ring of truth. The family indeed was powerful in Rome, but it was the creature of the city. The city was not an outgrowth of the family. Priority did not belong to the family or to race, although the later aristocracy tried to maintain such a thesis, but to the city, for Rome began as a city and then created the Roman people and the Roman family. Only the rigidity of evolutionary presuppositions has obscured this obvious fact from scholars. The family was the creature of the city, as was marriage, for the only legally recognized marriages in Rome were the marriages of citizens. The right to contract a legal union was, like the right to vote, eligibility for magistracy, and the right to serve in a legion, a right of citizens only. The same was true of the right to possess, acquire, and bequeath property, and originally most land was periodically reallocated by the city. The people were of the city, and the plebs of the country. The function of Roman religion was pragmatic, to serve as social cement, and to buttress the state